like that, like, kind of goes against the rallying point, but that's just me. Like, as someone who used to run the protest circuit in Orlando for like 7 months at a time, deleting social media on the more popular places doesn't actually protest against anything, but complaining on it sure does. All right, are we good to go
Tentatively,
for like 7 months
yes.
tentatively? All right, I will wait until I get an enthusiastic consent. Doesn't actually
I'm
protest.
good to go.
All right. We is locked, cocked, and loaded.
All right,
I'm
I'm gonna
sure as
start.
hell cocked.
Shino, I swear to God, I just fed you. What the fuck? There he goes. Okay. All
No,
right,
the
we
cat can see
are.
the bottom of their bowl. They are starving.
We are recording in 3, 2, go.
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
Ah.
Hey, kids.
Hi.
John, you've streamed before. Come on, man.
I know.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome back. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera. It's only looking at you people. Hello. Welcome back to D&D. This is part 3 of The Thing Below. We are here with the lovely Hanari, who is playing Aurelia.
Holding.
What's that?
My for some reason, it's not picking up the audio for desktop. Try one more time.
Hello.
There we go.
How about now?
Yes, it's picking up now.
Sweet. All right. So we have the lovely Hanari here playing Aurelia. We have the equally lovely Raquel playing Kaylee. And we have the fuzzy one himself, my friend Arian, playing Galdon.
Arguably the most fabulous.
Indeed.
The most fabulous.
Yeah.
As a
So,
the drag queen is standing right there.
so the afternoon has settled in. The guards are gathering around in the waterfront. People are gathering around the gallows, which have been set to hang Mad Charles. And last we left off, Aurelia, you were leaving the candle. You were walking through the high streets. Kaylee, you had just finished some observations down by the gallows and unlocked a. You had unlocked a sewer grate.
Server.
Kaylee found some of Mad Charles's men hiding themselves amongst the guards. 5 at the wharf with muskets, 3 on different rooftops. Another dozen manning the walls of the southernmost bastion to fire on enemy ships and rank-and-file troops that might try to stop the players. Galdon has found that many of the people in the city believe the propaganda about the elves attempting to start a war. There are a few that are sympathetic to the cause. Clackjaw's men, specifically, are all throughout the city. Each one is distinguished by an eagle tattoo with a javelin gripped in its talon. There are roughly 40 of them in the waterfront to fight the 60-ish guardsmen that are out on patrol, along with the procession of guards that will accompany the prisoner of Mad Charlie. Clackjaw has also employed the alchemist, to draw attention away from the waterfront in the event the players need it. So, everyone go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Where are my d20s?
I got a 16.
I got a whopping 3.
Hell yeah,
I'm gonna use
brother.
This dice the rest of the game.
Is that going
I
to
got
is
7.
that going to jail?
No,
6.
it only goes to jail if you run like 3
7.
runs in a row.
Ugh. 3 runs in a row, your character just has a heart attack and dies.
Oh, there you go. 19.
I got a 7.
Okay. So, Kaylee, we'll begin with you. You were at the waterfront, I believe, if I'm reading my notes correctly. You were heading back to Clackjaw's hideout in order to reconvene with the other players.
I think I had told Aurelia to meet me at the market. I have actually no way to contact Galdon. I thought that would be like the most central meeting point, because we were headed to I know that Aurelia was headed to the candle, but I if there was a pre-established meeting point for Clackjaws, I can go there instead. But I just know that that's what I said at the end of last game.
I don't have
Also,
message. I just have the sending stone, and
Right.
I told everybody the whole thing about like him being trapped in there and the gallows being at 5:30.
So
and I also have my little birdie boy following Aurelia,
Indeed.
Yeah.
so I can hear whatever Aurelia wants to tell me.
so I know that when I used the sending stone last, so I am beelining or like cutting through the waterfront actually currently. It's probably to get to the market from the gallows. And oh, that's my timer for my Sammy, but it's okay.
Don't burn your house down.
As I am, I
Don't
won't
burn it.
burn my house down, I swear. But I would like to make a quick perception check to see if I can find what's it called? One of them eagle tattoos, so that I can get message to Clackjaw.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yeet. Oh no, that's not good. That is unfortunately a 5.
So, looking through the crowd, there's too many people around that you have a very difficult time moving through the crowd for one, but also kind of seeing if anybody has this tattoo.
Fair enough. Shit. Okay. Well, we'll just have to figure it out as we go.
If I remember correctly, Kaylee and myself have an illusory tattoo somewhere on our persons. I believe Aurelia chose not to get a little illusory stamp.
Yeah.
I chose not to get the tattoo because it would make it easier for me to infiltrate the other side.
You're true.
And also, like, look at me. Look at what I'm dressed like.
All right, so I will abandon that effort and just, clock that as time wasted and head as quickly as I can towards the market. When I am there, as I am waiting for Aurelia and hopefully Galdon, I would like to start shopping. There are just for I know, but
That'd be
not for
great.
like mechanical items. I'm looking for fabrics. And I'd like to just invest like maybe like 5 golds worth of my personal money into just collecting different fabrics and like I'm aiming to use the remainder of the time we have until the hanging to fashion costumes for Galdon, myself, and a third costume as well.
Okay.
And so,
I'm gonna say I don't need a costume. I have to look like a holy person.
oh yeah, no, it's not for you. It's
Nice.
So 3 costumes worth of materials, black. I'm just thinking of Aurelia's general aesthetic and sort of like pulling from that and trying to fashion what I can.
My gosh.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Woohoo! Neat. Oh
Yay.
no, that's a natural 1.
No.
It's gonna be a long game.
Press the button. Press the button.
I did. Can you all hear my soundboard?
Oh no, I can't.
Do it again.
Oh yeah!
How about did you
There
hear
it is.
that? You heard?
Was that Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yes, it
All right,
was.
Hang on, I gotta go get my Sammy so my house doesn't burn down.
That's fair. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Macho Mandalorian.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can y'all not hear the oof? It might be too soft.
Aurelia... No, I can't hear the oof.
Might be too soft.
Yeah, Aurelia is just like, she's walking back from the candle, after successfully sussing out that like
Living life
something's
in the-
going on here. Why are these guards around this church?
Whew.
while also
Semi-acquired.
scaring the living daylights out of the fucking archbishop there.
Mm. But yeah, Kaylee, as you look through the stores, you're kind of a little bit lost. You're not entirely certain what it is you're finding, but you do happen to stumble into a small shop that doesn't have cloth. It mostly seems to have I mean, they're clothes, but they're made of metal.
I can work with this. I will take a look around. Is there anything that I could fashion with my smithing proficiencies that would fit the aesthetic of what I know of the I guess like various. I don't even know your patron actually. I don't know your deity. Um
Mine?
so yeah, no, not
Yeah, because she
canonically.
hasn't. I don't think she's told anybody yet.
No,
All anyone
so
knows
you
is
know
that this
what?
child clearly has a connection with hell.
Yeah, so I just pull from
Oh
Aurelia's
wait,
general aesthetic and like think
the
about
deity symbol, her holy symbol is around Patricia's neck. So if you've seen Patricia, you've seen the amulet on Patricia.
that's true, but I think I was so focused on like your armor and your fashion that I wouldn't have like really clocked that off the bat personally.
That's
So it's
fair.
okay. But I'm just gonna pull from everything that like Aurelia said, just like side comment at Galdon and I about just like simple and like less colors and stuff like that, and see what I can
Yeah.
sort of fashion, because I do have a disguise kit and from my starting equipment, and I would have also two costumes as part of my bardic endeavors, and so I'm gonna use what I can to sort of fashion something. I would like to I guess using my two costumes and my where is it mechanically, my mending cantrip, there we go, buy whatever 5 gold can get me in terms of accessories and fashion, mostly face platings, and yeah, that's my attempt, what I would like to do while I wait.
My
Okay.
God, being able to fashion 2 whole costumes in 5 hours, I wish I could do that.
So yeah.
All right, go
What
ahead
do
and
I see?
I'd say make that a performance check for
Performance check,
your costumes and
beautiful.
whatnots.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe try different dice.
Nah, I love my dice. There we go. Just had to warm up. Performance +4. That's a natural 19, not natural 19. Sorry, a modified 19.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
That's really good.
Coming up next on the chopping block. Where is my notes? There is my notes. That is not my notes. Where are am notes?
If we're going
There it is.
in order of what we rolled,
Yep, it's you
I'm
next.
And then Galdon, yeah.
All right, Aurelia, you're moving through the marketplace. You're seeing a lot of crowd moving towards the waterfront, seemingly being prepared for the hanging.
So I'm gonna give me how much time until the hanging?
You got about 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, give me 1 second to check on one of my spells. So if it takes a really long time, but I forgot how long it takes. I have the spell ceremony.
Mhm.
Should be an hour to cast.
I believe so.
Yeah. So it's an hour to cast, and then I'm not sure how long the ceremony effect lasts, but I'm probably gonna be the first one like at the gallows pulpit because I'm gonna have to cast this, that, and then She is like she has all the information that she needs, and she's very like this is the straightforward thing to what we're doing. She has like a whole plan that she is going to try to enact when she's there. I don't like the thing about Aurelia is that she does not play by teams because she is not used to being on a team or working with other people. So I don't think she's gonna tell Kaylee and Galdon what she is going to do because I feel like she thinks that it would be more of a surprise if they were also surprised.
Understandable.
Yeah, so she's walking back, and then we're walking around the she's like going through the market and like the business district and all of that, kind of like idly walking around. I know that there was like that one it's like thing like that one interaction that she had with like the other guys in the museum, and she was just like, not my circus, not my monkeys, I don't care, and she kept walking. But there is a little bit of curiosity in her, and I want to go back to that museum or whatever they were doing stuff in with that also weirdly dressed steampunk guy.
Okay. Well, making your way through the market and eventually deciding to go to the museum, you begin walking through the high streets with cobblestones clicking under each of your steps. You begin to take notice of exactly.
Mary.
Say again.
I was like her little Mary Janes.
You can see how beautiful these houses are. Timber supported, whitewashed houses. Kind of a Teutonic style of housing. You can also see that a couple of the houses even have a little fenced-in yard area for themselves.
Very quaint.
Yeah. You pass by the city's well, one of the several city's wells, and you can see that there is the wagon has gone, and you can see that there is still one person standing there with his arms crossed, smoking a cigar, and with a black hat pulled down low to cover his eyes.
Smokers. She puts her hat on. I'm
He's
tired of all these people smoking.
just vibing outside the museum.
Okay, she walks up to him.
Takes a nice deep puff off of his cigar.
He makes a face. Like she's like, Like I have the hat of water breathing on, which I guess is also like the hat of just like
your gas mask.
Like yeah, her gas mask. She got a fucking gas mask on, and she walks up and she says, "Pardon me, but what has become of the gentleman that was here earlier?"
Which one?
The curiously dressed one, covered in all of the gears and the vest, and you know, the fancy one.
Ah, yes, Dr. Mulvray. He left.
Oh, a shame. He invited me to speak with him. Do you happen to know where he went?
If Dr. Mulvray wanted to speak to you, he's probably back at Clackjaw's. Maybe in the business district. Or the brothel.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you very much. And she turns and walks away. Not a conversationalist.
Not
She's
exactly.
very much like, I have a mission, and everything I do has a goal, and once I get that goal, I don't need to be there anymore. So yeah, I think that actually she would first make her way through the waterfront to the gallows so that she can like personally observe the scene and see the people that are there. I know that she has like 3 hours, but like there's a lot that you can glean from like the crowd and the people that are working up there in 3 hours.
Oh, excuse me.
Plus, if the ceremony spell takes an hour, then really I only need to be around for 2 hours, and then I start the ceremony.
All right. Well, you can feel the harsh change in the entire world almost as you step from the high streets into the waterfront, as houses seem to be more run down and weathered. the click-clack from underneath of your shoes has entirely changed to a muddy squish, going from a dry clay to a slightly wetter, more well-traveled streets as you...
Makes a mental note to buy taller shoes.
Roll for sockskin wit. I'm kidding. Going through... Yeah, going through the waterfront, you can see that there is a crowd already gathered in the area around the gallows. There are people that are wanting the good seats, quote unquote, and there is not only the dais and the actual gallows themselves, but there is a raised platform that you can tell is for the higher brow people of the city to view the execution.
I want to roll an investigation check to see what I can glean from the crowd and whether or not I can recognize any of Clackjaw's men that are already in the audience or anyone else that's of note.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That is a where can I think plus plus 3. I got a 13.
Looking around, you don't recognize anyone immediately, but you do see that one of the people that is actually building the platform where the nobility is going to sit, you do see the distinguishing tattoo of the javelin inside the talons of an eagle.
Fascinating. She walks up to this man, and she's like, "Pardon me."
He finishes hammering in a nail and then turns. Yes?
A small question for you. I assume that this is going to be the stage for those of the higher ranking?
Indeed. It has been requested by the business district that all of the Merchants Guild have their own view of the hanging.
The Merchants Guild? Fascinating. I see you have a very favorable marking on your arm. May I suggest on the left side of the stage be a little reinforced for safety reasons? And she like tilts her head up like, I hope you know what I'm implying. Or wait, should I do a persuasion check for that?
Yes, absolutely.
Would that be... That would be persuasion. Oh, I'm not bad at that. That's a... that's a 14.
He kind of looks at you confused for a moment, and then... Well, between you, me, and these nails here, he says, pounding another one into the beam, none of this is going to be particularly reinforced. In the event that we have to, get out of here a little louder, then we don't want it too strong.
Oh, I don't think you'll have to worry about anything being loud. I think it's going to be quite loud when the time comes.
That's the plan.
I will leave you to your work, but I do hope that the front left corner is a little bit stronger. There may be some larger people coming to stand on it.
Very well. I'll see what I can make happen.
Much appreciated. And then she turns around and kind of like, I'm not sure if she's going to be up there, or I'm pretty sure she's going to be on the actual gallows, because the Archbishop was like, we want this man to go to hell. And she was like, I can help with that.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be on the gallows proper. So I think she just like kind of stands in like the front corner of the gallows. And she just like, she stays there and she like kind of watches the crowd for other important people to come up. Wait, I have the sending stone, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I believe
I'm
you
gonna
have
send
a handful of words left to
message
say on it.
Oh, is it like full use? It's not per sending?
Okay,
Well, it's only a once a day item.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I used it once, and that was the
Oh.
good use of it. Okay.
Hello, Beans.
And then let's see. I don't think that there's anything else that I can do. Let me check one thing real quick.
As a glowing green raven kind of flutters around her.
How long is up to 1 hour? Okay. Well, all of my shit is like 1 hour. Yeah, I can't really do anything else. So she's just gonna stay there and like observe the crowd. And obviously she's dressed very differently than any of these people. So there's like she knows the place that she's in, but she also knows that she's instantly recognizable to the members of the clergy. So she just kind of stays there. She takes out like a small brush and starts like brushing Patricia's hair and readjusting her curls.
Adorable. Galdon.
Great, I love her.
Galdon, what are you doing?
I believe last time I was wandering around the waterfront and the market, just randomly talking to people, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know that my bird has wandered around with Aurelia, and I've periodically peeked in and out of that.
God, it would be so funny if the bird just came up and like landed on her arm, and everyone would be like, "What the fuck is happening?" An omen of death.
If your arm moves out as a perch, it will absolutely fucking happen.
Good to know. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
Good, his wings get tired.
Exactly. I expect him to kind of perch on a couple of rooftops here and there and just kind of menacingly peer over everything. But Galdon will probably throughout everything have passed by the gallows while wandering the waterfront just as a peek and see what's going on, and then it sounds like we don't have a particular meeting place, but while I'm wandering around, can I maybe roll to see if I end up running into Kaylee?
Go ahead and make
to the waterfront. Like, is it the same time that I'm there? Because I'm short, but you'll see me. You're tall.
Yeah, I mean, can I roll to just happen upon both of them while I'm wandering and talking to the people of the streets?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Investi. Yeah, it's +1 more than my perception, so we'll go with that. Whoops! Wow. Come on. Damn it.
Janet.
It cocked on a 20 pretty heavily, and now I rolled a 3.
Oh.
Oof. That's rough, buddy.
Well,
so he's very focused on talking to the random citizens and getting more information.
Yeah.
You do see a woman in black off in the distance with what appears to be red piping on her dress.
Me.
Okay. That's very similar. Is it the same height, or do I have to get closer?
As far as you can tell.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably approach. Yeah, I'll approach.
All right. You can see this woman is has their back to you and is sewing. It looks like they're sewing something in front of them.
Good day, my dear. What lovely dress you have.
This woman turns around and you can plainly see it is not Aurelia.
Oh, pardon me, my dear. I was under the impression you were someone else. Still, lovely dress, my dear.
Oh, thank you. I made it myself.
What are you working on, my dear?
I I tripped while I was coming down the high streets, and I ripped up part of my dress.
My dear, my dear. Well, we must make it. We must make it better, and maybe even more eccentric as well, if I do say so. I do have the mending cantrip, so I can stop for like a minute and help her mend up her torn dress or whatever it is.
Oh,
Gotta share this.
that's nice.
Yeah. Pull out his book and he'll, as per usual, he'll tear out a page unceremoniously, and he'll kind of press it on that little space and rub it in, and the page starts to almost starts to turn into the fabric as it conjoins and puts itself back together, maybe even with a slight glow to it.
I see you. I got things to do, dog. Sorry, Beans came up and nudged me because I wasn't petting her.
It checks out.
Yeah. The woman looks very surprised, and immediately you can see that she's smiling wider than she was before. Oh, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the assistance.
Of course, my dear, of course. So, are you excited about this evening's events?
Well, I'm not exactly thrilled. Hangings are a nasty business.
Indeed they are. Well, when things go wrong, or as they say, pirates need to see the thing, need to get what they deserve.
Yes. Yes, but I'm not entirely certain that justice will be done.
You care to elaborate? He brings his giant form down and maybe sits on a crate or the curb next to her.
Well, the only reason that these men are so angry is because of what's happening to them. It's understandable, but if we can't find a peaceful resolution, then it'll be war, and that'll be more bloodshed.
Is this lady quite old, or is she just like human aged, maybe like 30, or is she older than that? Like,
Yeah, human age, roughly.
30?
You know.
Don't do that to me.
Rude.
We're all
Old or
30.
is
It's
she
okay.
Human 30. Like,
We're
fuck
all
you.
old.
I was gonna say 60.
Yeah, I can't do female voices. I try, but I can do an old woman. That's about it.
That's why I asked. I'm like, is this John's 60-year-old voice, or is this John's woman voice?
I try. No, you can see she is an older woman.
Okay. Well, my dear, you seem to know your way around. What would be your answer if you ever had a choice?
Well, it's wrong to speak ill of the king, but the king needs to understand that sometimes you cannot blame the many for the actions of the few.
Aye. Definitely one of wisdom.
That's what
I would
happens
say
when you
more
hit
wisdom
my
than
age.
giant man. His laugh is quite booming. It might startle a few of the people wandering around. Well, my dear, I think there are a few people in the crowd who believe the same thing. And he pats her on the shoulder and stands up. And as he pats her on the shoulder, he'll kind of make sure that little insignia kind of flashes. So it might show her, it might catch her eye, whether she knows what it is or not.
I think that's a sleight of hand.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let me scroll back up. Ooh, +2. Hey, that's an unnatural 20.
Yay!
Hey, dirty 20.
Things are happening.
Yay.
Yay.
The old woman does notice, and you can see that she kind of just nods her head understandingly.
Perfect. Well, he'll kind of lumber away and in his very fantastic fashion.
By the way, I was counting, like putting tally marks for the amount of times that you said "my dear" in that entire conversation.
Thank you.
And I got
I
up
hope
to
it was
8.
many.
It was 8.
Could be
He
worse.
doesn't actually know how to. He doesn't actually know how to speak formally. So
Well-
I think it works.
I can fix that.
You're gonna have elocution lessons.
Listen, she went to fancy elf finishing school.
I'll continue to wander around, explore, and actually, as the time grows a little farther, I think I would hop into my bird's vision, get a clock on where Irulia is, and probably just start heading towards that area, because I at least know where Irulia is.
Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't look through the bird's eyes to find her in the first place.
Well, I'm just kind of still exploring and
Common
talking to
sense.
random people. Give it time.
Yeah, I get you. Kaylee, where are you at? Because I didn't write it down because I suck.
I was at the market because
That's
in
right.
my sending stone message, I was like, meet me at the market. But it's okay. How much time would you say it took me to fashion these costumes?
Being that you scored so high, I'm gonna say 2 hours.
All right, beautiful. So I'm going to beeline for the gallows. And just sort of huff to myself. I'm just like, it's okay. It's not the first time you've been stood up. Won't be the last. Beeline. We'll beeline for the gallows, and I'm going to try again as I pass through the waterfront to get an eye on one of Clackjaw's men.
All right, go ahead and run. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, that's better. Let's see. I have a +1 to my perception, so 18.
All right, you are able to recognize one of the soldiers that you had spoken to earlier. They are gathered around the platform for the gallows.
All right. I will pick up an interesting looking rock from the cobble. If I have to kick it out with my boot, I'll do that. And I'd like to take 1 minute before I approach this man and utilize my magical tinkering ability. I'm going to use the same thieves' tools to that I used to unlock the sewer to start etching little runes into this rock, and I will quietly hold it up to my face and speak a little message into it, and just say, "Charles, the Fire Eaters send their regards. Don this and walk slowly to the sewers. I will join you." And just little 6-second message in a stone. It according to my mechanics, it will activate when tapped. I would like to then take the extra costume or mask or covering that I've fashioned and sort of wrap it up or fashion it into a package. And I will approach one of Clackjaw's men. Hello there. I have some urgent news. We are about to perform, and I have so foolishly forgotten to set the last prop. And I kind of just like look at him like distinctly and hold out the package. Would you be so kind as to place this under the platform?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Right. Boop 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 boo. Persuasion. That is
While flashing your tattoo.
17. Mine's pretty prominently displayed. It's on my leg, and I got like slits on the side of my chainmail dress. So it's out there. But
The man takes it and looks at it for a moment and just nods his head and moves over to the gallows and throws it, not haphazardly, but not carefully, just blip, throws it to where it's beneath the trapdoor.
thank you very much. I will now enter the area and try to find my friends.
Well, being that you are near the gallows, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yee. That's not great. That's a 10.
Well, 10, you are in the same proximity as Aurelia, so
Beautiful. And I'm just gonna.
you can see her in the giant green burb.
Giant green bird.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, Galdon's burb.
The
Not
bird is green.
giant. It's just
I
like
thought
a
it was-
a slightly
it was a
larger
raven.
size raven, but it's
yeah.
he's bigger than a regular raven, but he's not giant.
All right, fine. Slightly bigger burb.
I mean, unless you want him to be 6 foot tall, I guess I can handle a 6 foot tall
God.
wander around the streets of a glowing green 6 foot bird.
You can see the
but
Pidgeotto standing on top of Aurelia.
If we want the raven to be taller than the halfling, let's fucking go.
I know. I want this raven to be. I'm gonna become fucking Fischl von Luschloss Narfador. I want this big bird.
I'm sorry. What?
She's a character in Genshin Impact, in which I also loosely based Aurelia off of. She's like a professional goth LARPing specialty detective, and her familiar is a gigantic like raven made of lightning that's like 6 feet to 7 feet in like wingspan.
Interesting.
His name is Osvaldo von Hafnevise, and he's also like her her assistant. Familiar? Well, there's a lot there.
A lot to unpack.
Yeah, I based Aurelia's speaking patterns off of Fischl.
Cool.
Nice. I will. I'm not gonna get up onto the platform until I've donned my costume, but I will approach the platform that Aurelia is standing on and just go. Well, I'm
She is
happy
writing
to.
she's writing on like in her book, like on a parchment paper, like what she is going to say to the crowd when she goes up on stage, like memorizing her lines.
Well, I'm happy to find you here at least.
Oh,
I've made some arrangements. I imagine you have as well. This isn't the best place to have this conversation, but I do think that with our combined efforts, we could just walk out of here.
Yes. Well, there are many factors in play of which I am not aware, but I will be on the gallows pulpit at right before it. I have been invited to hold a proper ceremony for the damned, of which I will take excruciating care to enact. Though I do believe there will be a chance for us to escape somewhat if things go odd up. And she points to the guy that is like building like the noble section of the thing. I believe there may be a high chance that the right of the platform may not be constructed as well as the rest of it. So do with that as you will. Thine will is thine own.
Well, that's good knowledge. I can direct that to the men in the crowd, um, should things go awry. But I think with Galdon's illusion magic and your noble passage, we might just be able to stage a regular hanging and walk out. Like, all we need to do is let him hit the ground.
Yes, that would be an interesting thing for us to do. Not quite exactly what I wanted to happen. Although, like, I have been invited to conduct the ritual for this man. I am the one that is going to be doing all of that. I feel, how do I put this? And she like puts her book away, and she like, you know that thing that people do when they take a breath and they're about to go into like a long explanation, but they're like talking to like a 7-year-old, so they have to like brace themselves to dumb stuff down. She puts her hands together and she's like, there is not going to be any universe or which way in which this will go quietly, and I am simply judging this by not only the aggravation of some of the people in the crowd, but the will for the eagled men to enact some sort of rebellion of all of that. Um, and with your performance abilities, and she like waves her hand like with this whole situation, with your performance abilities, the event as a whole is going to be a spectacle. And well, I thought, if they want him to go to hell, who am I to refuse their will? And she points to the necklace on Patricia and says, an invitation is an invitation, regardless of who it is from.
Well, damn, do I recognize the symbol on Patricia's neck?
It's the symbol of Asmodeus.
I mean, I know that, but does Kaylee know that?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Roll for it, or I guess history check. History. I think.
Religion.
I'd say religion because it's
religion, but straight up religion.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Oh,
Eh,
Haley. That's up to you.
it looks kind of familiar.
But also you have seen her summon like literal demons. Like one of the first things that you saw her do was summon like literal demons from hell. So
Kaylee's gonna chew on this for a minute and say, I am not a religious person.
Clearly, and she scoffs. She's like, clearly.
But I'm also not an idiot. And I think it would be foolish and beneath you to cause a spectacle where we need not. My performance abilities have deeper meanings than you seem to comprehend. I hope that you are able to glean something from what Galdon and I set up. And as you said, you will conduct this ceremony. Your motives are your own. But I have a mission, and my mission will be accomplished.
You do realize that the people that want this man to go to hell are not going to be upset or surprised when hell shows up. It is not going to be out of the ceremony for hell to make an appearance when I have been asked to condemn this man.
I am very familiar with what it means to be hellish in the public eye. And with that, I'm going to go and take my place.
All right. She goes back to writing.
Galdon, where are you at? You just
Sorry, go ahead.
what you didn't?
Presumably, looking through the bird and making my way over there, maybe in and out of hearing their conversation, because I have to not be listening through the bird to be able to, navigate the streets.
Mm-hmm. You hearing it like a bad radio transmission?
Yeah, it's like broken up here and there. I presume I would definitely know that they're having a little bit of a headbutt. I guess it's up to you about how far away I am. If I come in just as they're starting to walk away from each other, or just after.
Yeah, I think as you round the corner, you see them part ways.
Okay. Goodness. So they're separating, they're walking away. There's definitely been some kind of fight.
You can pull us back together if you want. I'm not going far.
Hey!
Isn't the performance before the hanging?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So I'm just like separated a little. I'm putting on this metal and black laced outfit.
So we have roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before the hanging, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Pup.
Correct, John?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And based off of some conversations here and there, would the condemned be presented before the entertainment or after the entertainment?
Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
That. Just straight wisdom?
Mm-hmm. Or history. Do a history check.
History. That I'm a little happier to do. 8 plus 4. However,
I'm a little happier to do that. He said rolling a 1.
Yeah. 8 plus 4, whatever math happens. I think
12.
That's 12? Yes.
I'm proud of you.
I know how to do number thing, kind of.
So you do know historically speaking. Will you fuck off? Not you. Every time I move my arm, my dog is like, love me.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, she's a good dog. You do know that, historically speaking, they do bring out the accused around towards the end of the opening act, as it were.
Okay. Well, I think I will approach. Well, where exactly is Aurelia? Is she?
She is in the the steps leading up to like the giant stage for the gallows. She's like standing in like the front corner of that, basically like going through like this little parchment that she's writing down like this fucking speech or whatever that she's gonna give.
Okay, and then I presume Kaylee would probably just walk to the bottom of the stage, just on the ground, because I don't know if we would be allowed to do the performance on the stage of the gallows itself, but I think I need to converse with.
Yeah, I'm
with
just off
guards
to the
for
side.
that.
I'm like maybe
Yeah.
like 30 feet away, kind of thing, just like putting on my costume and just the bewildered Huff.
How many guards are on the gallows itself currently?
Give me a perception check.
Boink. God, fucking damn it.
Yeah.
3, even though I'm like right here.
There are.
You know?
You can see there are 4 guards.
Okay. I probably can't tell if they are what side or what not lineage, who they what side they lean towards with
No.
a 3. Yeah, no. All right. Well, as I start to approach, he's always loud, he's always flamboyant, so hello, ladies and gods. Are we prepared for the show? And whoever wants to answer can answer.
I certainly hope so. I've made a few preparations. I know that this isn't your chosen aesthetic, but I do have some costumes. Maybe convey a little bit more of Aurelia's taste, since she knows how to communicate with the higher brow. And
Fantastic.
I present it's very much modified armor, but Kaylee took some time and like added some more feminine, lacy, like curved flourishes, and just to sort of complement Aurelia's general aesthetic. Not knowing too much about the specifics of her religion, I would say I don't know what she has planned for this ceremony, but it seems that she takes her duty as a cleric very seriously and intends to perform the deed. I don't wish to disrupt that, but I have made some preparations. Now, I'm gonna sort of like usher for Galdon to like kind of like crouch down with me for a second, so that we can talk more quietly.
Before I crouch down, I kind of gesture towards Aurelia to join if she would like to, of course.
She is going to like she does want to tell them her plan, but she is also in the mindset of they want this man to disappear. I will give them something for him to disappear into, but she doesn't want to like say it out loud because she's doing that thing that like we're teenagers are just like they're telling you the truth, but they're not telling you the whole truth because they want to like they're important when they do the thing. She's basically doing that.
Okay. I don't speak any other languages or anything, so that's not. Yeah, no, I only speak giant. Nobody else speaks giant.
You guys are all like dressed like in the general muted color schemes, right?
Now we're getting changed into the garb that Kaylee made for. It's like modified armor, but it does match your color scheme. I've like.
Okay, cool. Then I think it would like running on a logical basis. It would make sense for her to go over and have conversations with you prior to the performance. So, because she told the Archbishop that she, with the piece of paper and everything, that she was the one that brought you. So it would make sense as the quote unquote director or whatever for her to come over and speak to you.
Okay.
Oops.
Ladies. Sorry. Ladies. So, of course, I have many, many magic tricks and trinkets, as you like to say, Aurelia.
Hey, what's going on, red hair?
There are, of course, many preparations that the lovely Kaylee has set up. So, Kaylee, what is your plan so far? And then I'll feed off of the tricks that I have up my sleeve. And then Aurelia, We can explore together at what makes the most sense.
I really don't have a plan so much as fail safes. If you could just follow my gaze very slowly for the next few minutes, and I would like to, like, with intention, start scanning the crowd and point out that one, that one, that one, and enlighten Aurelia and Galdon of the positions of Mad Charlie's crew. Just as subtly as I can, like not pointing, just follow my nose kind of thing, and just head nod to each of these men that I've previously seen, if I can find them.
Go ahead. Go ahead and give me a. Let's call it sleight of hand. So it's because you're sneakily being like over there, and over there.
Ooh, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Sleight of hand +4. That's a 19.
All right.
Nice.
Y'all are now aware of where Mad Charlie's men are.
Perfect. Exceptional.
I spoke with one of them. I let him know there's going to be a performance. Big things are happening. Hold your fire. Their intention here today was to turn this place upside down because they thought they were losing their captain. They don't lose their captain, nobody has to die.
Definitely a preferred outcome.
We don't have to blow this place up. We don't have to do any of that. Aurelia, I'm not religious. The gods have turned a blind eye to me most of my life. And I can glean that whatever duties you aim to perform here today are important to you. I don't want to impede that if it's part of your mission. But I do ask.
Anything. I will be giving both of you an opening, and we will be making this man disappear. He is, after all, welcome in the kingdom of Asmodeus.
And she smiles, like a really, like, weird, like mischievous smile. Like a little kid's smile. Like, fucking, you remember the show Max and Ruby? The fucking smile that Max does.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I
Terrible
love it.
child. Also, I finally finished writing on my speech.
Well,
Can I roll a religion check upon Asmodeus?
Indeed.
Wonderful.
On Asmodeus or on the amulet? Just Asmodeus.
Either. I mean, you said Asmodeus. It's the first time, and then if you want to point at the amulet as well, sure.
Yeah, I think it's general knowledge for most people in most D&D worlds to be like, oh, Asmodeus is like the guy of hell or something. But yeah, like I guess if you want to just be like, how much do I fucking know?
Yeah. John, since I'm a book nerd, would you give me advantage?
I hate that.
Walking librarian.
Given that your character is a bookworm, yeah, I think that's fair.
All right.
Why, did you roll really shitty?
That's I didn't roll. 11 and a 2. So we're gonna go with the 11 plus 4.
15.
So 15.
That passes. You know more than the average bugbear about Asmodeus.
Ooh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as a person, how much do you know about Asmodeus?
As a player,
Yeah.
he's an angry guy, and that's about as far as I got.
Oh God. So Asmodeus, I'll go into it because I had to
Knowledge drop. Do it.
Asmodeus is the god of the ninth ring of hell, which is the worst ring of hell. Basically, like the darkest, deepest pit that anyone can be sent to. If anyone's sent there, they usually don't come out. He takes his job very seriously, but also he never asked for his job. I believe I remember reading that he was a fallen angel, and in that revenge and retribution for being a fallen angel, he was just like, well, I'm gonna do this job, and I'm gonna do it so well that everyone is going to fear my name. So he's the god of hell. There's other gods of like the different other circles and planes and everything, like demigods, but like Asmodeus is like the dude in charge. He's the CEO of hell.
Okay. How exciting.
Yeah, I love him.
He's such a good boy.
Like the thing is, like everyone's like, "Oh my god, Asmodeus!" I'm like, Asmodeus is doing like his job,
Right.
which is largely why she's like, "Yeah, okay, I got assigned this god, but like I'm doing good in the world by sending people to hell."
Okay. Interesting. Very important. Boy, oh boy. We're all conflicted.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So,
Okay.
well, I think that you've gleaned that like she said that she's gonna give you an opening, and like so that because Kaylee was talking about like we can just do illusion magic and all of that stuff, and I think like she's just like, oh well, that actually aligns pretty well with what I was planning on doing, but like she's still in that just like I don't want to tell them because then other people are gonna like hear it, and also I want to look cool. So she's not like against the plan, but she doesn't want to be like, oh yes, this is what I'm planning, this is what I'm doing, this is what's going to happen, because she doesn't want to like impede the natural reactions and responses of the people and also like you guys.
Okay. Well, I'll pull out. My book kind of flutters in front and in between the three of us. And while we're huddled together relatively closely, I think what I can do, and John, you can dissuade me or not, if I can cast minor illusion in the pages of the book itself and depict the idea of as we dance in front or on the stage, a lot of magic, and then setting up a couple of other spells in the area, and show that I can make it so that he will drop below. We can cut the rope. We can weaken the rope so that when he hangs, he will snap the rope, but there will be an illusion in front of everything so that nobody will see it. And he just drops underneath unharmed and is able to do, and we are able to basically just escort him out without any issue. If I need to elaborate more, I can, but what's your take on being able to not a three-dimensional illusion, but a two-dimensional image from the pages of my book for just the three of us to see?
Am I allowed to write in your book, or is your book strictly like spell casting stuff?
They're not actual. I would say that they're not. I would say that they are ethereal pages. Like I guess you could try, but it's an entirely magical book.
I don't know what to have you roll for that, but it does sound well thought out and explained.
Cool. I mean, I have enough spells and cantrips. Obviously, minor illusion is a
because it's like Galdon's like kind of like
well,
shtick.
if he's it to us, then we would have to be the ones rolling to understand what he's trying to show us.
Facts.
So we would have to roll like an intelligence or perception to determine it, because we're on the receiving end of it, and this is just something that he can do. But it's
Works for me.
it's up to John to determine what we roll.
I'm gonna say intelligence.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Better say it's a.
Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
What? How much do I have for intelligence? 3. That is 21. I rolled
Oh.
an 18.
Why'd you say
That's
fuck
good.
then?
I said I was like, oh fuck, because I was
Oh,
like, it's a
okay.
high number.
I rolled a 5.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 2. So
Aurelia, you understand entirely. Kaylee, there's a couple blind spots. Looking
Based off
at how he's
yeah.
drawing it, it looks like he drops down and then it immediately is in the next picture. You don't understand how he gets from dropping to there.
Kaylee is just like, her head is like tilted, and she's just like, yeah, doing the mathematics in her head.
Yeah. Have you seen, you know that Whitest Kids You Know sketch where he's like, how do we get from this staircase to that staircase? And it's the same one.
well, I like a lot of this. I'm a little confused on what happens after. Well, this maybe.
Aurelia
I know.
rolls her eyes, and she's like, of course this would happen. She pulls out like her calligraphy notebook with all the stuff on it, and she draws basically the exact same thing, but she adds on the actual like gallows, like where like the square is that he drops through. She draws like a giant circle around that, and then around like the poorly drawn body. No one ever taught her how to draw properly, so like you can tell what it is, but it's still just like they're kind of blobby, but we get the idea. And she draws little like blobs with wings around it, and then an arrow, and then the circle open and him dropping through the circle, and then the bottom is just like gone as an illusion.
I think I understand now. That was just, I don't know, the perspective just got a little weird for me. I
happens.
appreciate that.
Yes, and
I
then she
have-
promptly like rips it up and like squashes it.
I have left a little care package for when he does descend. Hopefully I can get the message across clear. I do have a few tricks up my sleeve in terms of conveying messages. So I hope to arrange proper escort for you and us to walk out of here. If I may borrow a parchment.
Oh, from me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, she takes one of the parchments and she hands it to her.
And I am going to draw
And
a very
and a
rough-
calligraphy like ink pen, but it's like the nicest calligraphy pen
Goofy.
you've ever held in your hand. Like the feathers like soft and fluffy. Yeah.
The bristles like brush my nose as I like sketch out like a very rough map of this gallows and point out the particular sewer grate. This one's unlocked. There's a guard posted in front of it. He'll help.
Wonderful. Our escape route is secured. Our distraction is secured. I believe this will go swimmingly, barring any unforeseen things that, not us are going to do.
I have held off any of the unforeseen things that I've come across. They're waiting on my word. Should things go, for lack of a better words, tits up, I say we just let Havoc go. But you know, I would prefer to get out of here without the bloodshed. It would lead to further problems in the future.
Indeed.
Enough.
Blood
Well.
does not need to spill today. Now, he kind of stands up a little bit. He claps and he looks over at the guards up on the gallows. John, while Kaylee pointed out the quote unquote good guys, now do I know if any of our friendlies are the guards posted up on the gallows stage itself?
Yes. 3 of them
Okay.
are.
Out of 3 out of how many? You said 4 were up there?
Yes.
Oh wow, it's busy up there. Fantastic. I will address the guards and basically confirm with
What time is it? Is it close to performance time?
You had about 30 minutes.
Oh
Okay.
shit! I gotta. Relia leaves and starts on the fucking ceremony.
I will address them, quickly figure out what our quote-unquote playing field is, do the proper thing with the people in charge to make sure that we don't overstep boundaries, whether or not we're allowed up on the stage itself, whether we're allowed in front, how close we can get, where the civilian line is going to be, all that kind of stuff, trying to figure out where my stage is and what I can do. And also tell them that I have a few simple, illusory, fun spells that I like to perform at the beginning of every show so that I can make sure that my show is as exceptional as possible every time, assuring them that I am a professional. With the occasional wink to the good guys.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check for the wink.
Yeah. Good lord, I'm so bad today.
No.
That's 5 plus 2, so 7. So, not
And this just
amazing.
means that if we get into combat, you're gonna be fucking killing it.
They just think you're flirting with them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Either he's got something in his eye, or that dude wants to fuck me.
I mean, honestly, it could be either one.
Yeah, I mean,
Smash.
Yes. So I identify the playing field. I will set to the side and give myself a few minutes so that I can ritually cast my Unseen Servant, which takes like 10 minutes to ritually cast, but he lasts an hour.
Ooh.
So he can do whatever he wants to, whatever I telepathically command him to do within that time frame. And again, he is unseen, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Ooh,
But while
that's
doing
an
this,
that's an interesting thing. All right, I'm gonna message you real quick.
yeah. Oh, like in Discord or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna message you in Discord real quick.
Yeah, okay. So Unseen Servant has the ability to wander around. I will also cast Tensor's Floating Disc, which of course just gives me an elevated platform.
mhm.
It's only a 3-foot disc that floats within, I think, 5 feet of the ground or something. It floats 3 feet above the ground. So it's not big, but it allows a little bit more, magical elevation and stuff like that. I have... I will let the guards know that I have multiple, prestidigitation, minor illusion, and that I will be using them, using a couple of illusion magics so that they do not get alarmed while I am casting. because that's it's going to be a major part of my show to have visuals.
Mm.
Do the guards have any questions for me?
The guards honestly seem very aloof.
Perfect. I am happy for that. Hanari, if you want me to respond in there, I can. But
Yeah, respond in
honest-
there.
I would honestly say for that, I would probably just say use the floating disc. The floating disc lasts for an hour as well.
Fair, okay.
Yeah. Just so that you know, John, the plan for the unseen servant is while we are dancing and distracting everybody, he will be navigating underneath the stage and loosening, sabotaging, cutting, whatever he can do to the rope, without making it, without obviously affecting it. But it will be happening during the event, so it's happening while everybody's focusing on Kaylee and I dancing and the colors and lights and everything.
Okay.
Do you have questions for me?
No, I think I'm tracking.
Okay. Kaylee, do you want to have any input to the show?
I imagine that I have been following you as you go to the guards, and I am like half paying attention and just like chiming in. Yes, the civilian line will be mindful of our effects and but what I'm actually doing is sending out messages. 6-second snippets throughout the time that Galdon is probably very verbosely talking to these
Very,
guards.
yeah.
and they'll get a little ping too, just checking in with each of the men, each of Mad Charles' men on their positions. Aurelia also pointed out the man who bared the eagle tattoo. So if I can get, and this is based on my vantage point, so it's just who I can see from where we're standing on the ledge. If I could get a vantage point on him having finished the platform, I would just like to check in with everybody, get their positions, and just send out the message. The performance will be grand. Hold your fire. And that's kind of the general command there, but mostly just hold your fire, and we will stage a procession heading south. And
One sec, I'll be right back. My dog has something in her mouth.
oh, no worries.
Oh no, Bobby! Bobby.
Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't really think there's much else to go over apart from the actual act itself.
Pepto-Bismol bottle.
Yeah, I can't really do anything while I'm casting ceremony.
Well,
Because
most of
it
us just
takes
drink it
an
in the bottle.
hour.
It's not weird.
And this was on the counter about 2 feet in.
Cat probably knocked it over. Domestic terrorists. All of them.
That checks out.
Yeah,
I'm back.
I mean, they're cats.
Yeah. Sorry about
That's all
that.
I wanted to know. Good. All good. Yeah, I just want to check in. Do I see particularly the fellow that I spoke to before at the gallows?
Give me an investigation check.
Eat. Investigation +4, so that's 15.
Yes, you do. He's standing at the base of the stairs to the gallows.
Hello, long time no talk. I imagine all things are set up.
Yes, they're as ready as they're going to be.
Good. Hold your fire. Things are going to look very awry at first, but allow the ceremony to persist, and we will walk out of here in the procession. Do you understand?
I believe so. No one's ordered to fire until I fire first.
Fair enough. It's going to be a grand performance tonight. And that's it. I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna don my costume and just start plotting with Galdon about our particular movements.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Approaching your all's position, you can hear the rhythmic sound of a drum in a slow, very slow rhythm, and slowly getting louder as they get closer.
Here we go.
Did you have something to say, Galdon?
Not particularly. I mean, unless
I assume
unless this is my cue to begin announcing, but I don't know if I'm to address the crowd or if I'm to wait for the accused and the clergy to approach first, and then address the crowd. That's I think that's up to the particulars of this culture and my conversation with the guards, who would tell me if I'm to address the crowd or not.
That's fair. Well, where's that retcon guy when you need him?
Hey, Rhett, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, to entirely address the crowd as the accused is approaching.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Let me get my my speech voice going.
Yep. Stretch it out. Do your thing.
I would like to use thaumaturgy to boom the sound of Galdon's voice so that more of the people can hear him.
Oh, perfect. So as the drums and everything approach, I will let out to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for approaching this evening and watching the show. We have some special things to show tonight. Of course, the biggest piece is what you've been waiting for. But before we get to the surreal, the what's the word? The damning of those that deserve. We have a show brought to you by a lovely clergy from down the lane, and I point to Aurelia and mostly point out our matching outfitry.
Aurelia just like a little curtsy to the crowd.
Yeah. I am standing up on top of my my floating disc to kind of elevate myself even more than my already tall stature over everybody else.
Giant fucking like 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall guy.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'll whatever the guards, whatever details the guards would give me about the accused and blah blah blah, the details to the particular approach, I will boomingly and proudly announce them to everybody, with very little flashiness, just general showmanship, just general ringleader stuff.
I have one question. Oh, you first.
Ahead.
It's okay.
Oh, I said I'm going to. Well, he's floating. He's likely floating too high off the ground for Aurelia to reach, right?
I'm only 3 feet. My feet are 3 feet off the ground.
She is 3 feet tall.
Fantastic. I mean, I can easily address.
Barely.
But I think you're on the gallows, whereas Geldon is raised from the ground itself.
Yeah, I would be just in
Okay,
front of the
yeah.
gallows stage itself.
Okay, so she reaches out and says for crowd effect, she says good luck, and I cast enhance ability, and I choose charisma. So his charisma, you officially have advantage on all charisma checks, including performance, persuasion, intimidation, and deception.
Ooh,
Spicy.
big.
And that lasts for an hour.
Nice.
Wonderful.
I assume charisma is your strong
Yes.
suit.
Yes.
Yeah, I cast enhance ability, and you now have advantage on charisma saving throws for an hour.
Charisma checks and saving throws, right?
Ability checks, no saving throws.
Oh, okay, cool. Kaylee, what'd you want to say?
I just wanted to know if you would have brought me up on the platform with you, or if I'm positioned below you right now.
I would say that is up to you. The disc itself is 3 feet wide, so theoretically 2 people could fit on it.
No, you're a big guy. I'll leave you on there.
Okay.
All right.
He am big.
It's true. So I am positioned on the ground. As Galdon is talking and addressing the crowd, I am going to do some just some flourishes. Like I'll just engage with the civilians up in front, like kind of like Vanna White it, like, you know, just enhance whatever he's saying, like just visually by like being feminine there. And I would like to attempt to, as I'm just like doing my crowd work and you know, helping sort of gain everybody's focus and attention. The procession is walking through from what direction?
From the they're walking down from the candle through the high streets to the waterfront.
All right. Beautiful. As they I suppose as they get to the gallows itself, would they be walking him through the crowd like a walk of shame kind of thing? Or
Yes.
are they just beautiful? So I would love to approach the accused and with a sort of I imagine people are just like barraging him with like fuck yous and like throwing rotten tomatoes and like things
Yes.
of that nature.
And shit, yeah.
Beautiful. So I want to approach him and like sort of like playfully like wipe some like rotted vegetation from his face and cast Sanctuary on Mad Charles.
Sanctuary.
I also have Sanctuary on some of my lists. So, you ward a creature within range until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack roll or damaging spell must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or either choose a new target or lose the attacker spell. It doesn't protect the warded creature from areas of effect.
Okay.
So
Good
Yeah,
spell.
the spell ends if the warded creature makes an attack roll, casts a spell, or deals damage. Basically, they have to just accept it.
and so I don't know if he would get any gleam from that, but
How's it going, Nagabek?
I just wipe some rotted tomato from his face, like flick it off in a flourish, and then just keep doing my crowd work as and just sort of like set that up as a pre-mechanic. I would try to time that so that they're as close to the gallows as possible, because Sanctuary does have a time limit. It does not last that long.
1 minute.
Yeah. So that's my action for this. Yeah.
It's fair. So you cast this spell on him just as he's about to after he's about a minute away from stepping up onto the gallows. and the guards begin leading him up the stairs. One, with his hands chained in front of him, is pulling a rope up the stairs. Another guard, with his sword drawn, has it in his back, forcing him to move forward, kind of like a very sharp cattle prod. He moves up the stairs, and following behind the guards moving him is the bailiff, who is very well dressed with a fine cocked hat on and a long green coat hanging down to his knees.
Will the clergy address first, or
Is
as
the
he's
Archbishop Erkenwald, is he in the procession?
He is further back in the procession, but he is slowly making his way towards the gallows.
Okay.
The bailiff looks down at looks over, I guess, at the performer, who's like 9 foot tall and 3 foot off the ground, and nods his head for you to begin.
Okay, cool. So the just so that we are all on the same page, we have
Performance. Yay.
yeah.
How's it going,
What was his
Agabek?
name? Charles is on the stage, but he has not been. Has he? Is he?
They don't have a rope around his neck yet.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
The order is the guard, Charles, another guard, and then the bailiff. In order of procession.
Yeah.
Okay. But he is up on the stage itself. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then there are still some clergymen still slowly approaching through the crowd, right?
I assume the nobles are also getting onto like the noble part thing, right?
Yeah, the nobles are getting onto their own thing with their own seats.
Okay, cool. So then he'll turn to Charles, give him a nice playful flick of the bird, and say and spin around with a big flourish of his cloak, turning to the wideness of the crowd and say, "And now, let us begin!" And then with a couple of large flashes of light, magical gestures, and such, like little firework sparks will appear in the air. Just a bunch of fun visuals will happen. Just to get everything started, as I presume Kaylee starts doing flips and shit on the ground, just having fun, doing their part of the performance. As Galdon starts firing off, he's very openly doing magical gestures while all these visual effects are happening. And eventually he will jump down off of his little floating platform and begin dancing with Kaylee, doing a couple twirls on the ground. I would expect at some point he would grab Kaylee and toss her up into the air, and do some flips and shit.
Yeah, all kinds of
the
flips
while,
and shit.
more magical effects will explode out and around. And while he is doing those magical effects, he will also be slipping in some extra magical effects that don't immediately show a sign. So he will cast. He will be casting throughout the, I don't know, 20 to 30 minute long performance, whatever is reasonable. He will cast Silent Image, which is a 15-foot cube of illusion around the stage. But the initial illusion is transparent. There is nothing actually there at the beginning until about halfway through the performance, and it will show a a really cool image of like ships at sea, pirate ships floating on the ocean, being chased by the town's banners and stuff,
Mm.
and being
God dang
shot
it. One
down.
moment.
Yeah,
Son of a
I
bitch.
thought a lot about this.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Let's see if the dice are in your favor.
Yeah,
You have a lot of
yeah.
shit.
Sorry, I
The
could hear what my
dice are
dad was
gonna be
watching in the other room.
Oh wow. The dice are going to be the real key. But so in the 15-foot cube around the gallows stage itself, the general piece of it is transparent. But you'll see floating ships up above that are being presumably pirate ships being chased by patrolling ships, being shot down, being sunk, all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of ships floating around, and I would absolutely, at some point, maybe one or two ships will pass by flying the eagle and javelin colors, and those will pass through and presumably escape unharmed.
Mm-hmm.
While a bunch of other ships are being shot at. The pirate ships are being shot and sank and stuff like that. And then I will also cast Enthrall, which I will cast Enthrall on myself. Before I do that, is there anything that you want to input, or do you want me to keep going?
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Throughout this, I am dancing with you. I'm serving thaumaturgy as an aid. Anytime you speak, I boom your voice. Any little flourish you do, I have like a minor, like just a little like cheesy version because thaumaturgy can't do all that much. But nonetheless, I'm following your lead for the time being. And just waiting on hold to give messages if I need to.
Okay. So I will go ahead and cast Enthrall, which I will just go ahead and read the entire description. You weave a distracting string of words or visuals, causing creatures of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear you to make a wisdom saving throw. Any creature that can't be charmed succeeds on this throw automatically. And if you're fighting anybody, they have advantage, but we're not fighting anybody. On a failed save, yes, I am casting it on the entire crowd. There is no limit on the number of people that can be enthralled, which is absolutely insane.
You have 100 d20s.
Fuck me.
On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive anything else but me.
I would say also move your attention towards like everyone that is on like all like the clergy and the guards and all of that, like especially focus that on them.
Every single person except for those friendly guards. Those are the friendly guards. My team members are the only people that do not have to roll the saving throw for Enthrall. Everybody else.
I would say exclude Charles as well, because.
Oh yeah, exclude Charles. Yeah. Perceive any other creature than me until the spell ends, which the spell lasts. It lasts a minute, but its range is insane. It's like a 60-foot radius. So it's a lot of fucking people. And while the Enthrall is up, is when I would give a sign to Kaylee and Aurelia to do whatever it is that they want to do within that minute, while everybody is enthralled on me and me alone.
Understandable.
Yeah. So I will stop rambling there for anybody to do what they need to do, including you, John, if you want any rolls to be done or whatever.
Why don't you give me a performance check?
Performance check at advantage. What dice do I want to use?
Preferably one with 20 sides.
Hee.
Fucking comedy genius.
God.
Holy fucking shit! First roll was a 19, and my performance is a +5. So let's see if we can hit a 20 in my second roll.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, that is 2 natural 19s rolled at the same time.
Oh.
We'll take it.
Nice. Let's go.
So
Why?
fuck everybody in this crowd. I am in control.
Well-
Wait. Look at me. I am the captain now.
I am the DM now. Yeah, good
We are
news.
all DMs
I
now.
rolled for all the hostels in the area, and 4 of them are not. 4 of them are not enthralled, but yeah, god damn it.
Yeah. That's still
Rip.
4. That's still only 4 people that we have to deal with. Would you say, and it doesn't specify, but would you say that I would know who is not enthralled?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll take it.
That's fair. They're all still looking at you.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still looking at the event and everything. So yeah.
I would like to do a very flourished backflip off of, because I imagine at some point I got up there with Galdon because we're dancing. And I would like to do a very flourished backflip off of the platform where I've been dancing with Galdon, and just really like put my whole like gymnast performer background into it and land with a flourish. And mechanically I would like to utilize that performance to bestow inspiration to Aurelia.
okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
You got it, dude.
Can I, throughout all of that, be giving her the help action as I'm dancing with her and throwing her around?
Yeah, seems fair.
Which just mechanically gives her advantage.
I needed it because that was a 3. That one's a 2.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I love it.
It's okay. Everybody's looking at me.
3 plus 4 is 7. And
Oh, that's
I'd
not bad.
like.
Well, I mean, the bardic inspiration is a free action, so you can give that without the performance.
Oh, absolutely. But for the sake of this, I would love to go to stick my landing and not stick it, and then try and recover it and make it a dead drop.
Oh my god.
Slay. Serve that
Now
cunt.
you have to serve. Now you have to roll for deception.
I'm sorry. A dead drop? What the hell does that mean?
You
The
know what a
dead drop is
It's
when,
they,
like,
drop with their leg out.
Yeah, you remember when Oral would like do that thing where he jumped up in the air and then just fell to the ground? Like that
That's a
whole
dead
like
drop.
perfect. It's a dead drop. It's like
It's
you
a
just
drag thing.
collapse.
Look it up.
It's a drag or like a voguing thing.
Hang on. I'm Googling.
You have seen this before. I guarantee you have seen this.
Oh,
before.
you've definitely seen it before.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at.
But in theory, typically, oh, my cat is sitting on my legs. Otherwise, I would give you a visual. But yeah, just in theory, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a performance, like a dance move where you let all your body weight crumble to the floor, and like there's a way of falling that's like safe for you.
Oh god.
But yeah, there you go.
Oh. Oh, my hip hurts
But-
looking at this.
Yeah, Kaylee fucks that up. But I do bestow inspiration to Aurelia. Honestly, like Kaylee's like rubbing her ass and she's just like, I don't know what inspired her more, the performance or the fact that I just busted my ass like this. Like
How much is your bardic inspiration die? Is it a
So,
D4 or D6?
that would be
Should
a
be a
D6,
six.
and it's
Okay.
on attack rolls or saving throws or ability checks. It's kind of whatever roll you want to stick it on.
Yeah, it's pretty much everything. Yeah, okay. Awesome, got it.
Whoop. So that's one use of that. And yeah.
Aurelia's just watching. Like she knows that you two are like performers, but she's also just like, I don't really care for theatrics. So she's just waiting for you guys to be done so she can fucking start like doing cleric stuff.
And
Oh,
so,
she's got the sensor and like everything.
So at that point, I would go and position myself between the gallows and my guard friend, just like sort of like half under the stage, just getting ready for the procession. That's where I want to be positioned.
All right. Aurelia.
Okay. Yes. Like I said, I'm waiting for their performance to end.
Fair enough. Just wanted to check.
Yeah, like, I assume that, like, I'm gonna know when the performance ends.
Yep. The Archbishop Erkenwald, and he had a priest in tow. Yeah. Archbishop Erkenwald is moving towards the gallows. He is going up the steps, and he had a priest in tow. However, the priest is very fascinated with Lotte Hansen going on.
Good for him.
Yeah. So he is absolutely just enthralled by the performance. Along with several members of the guard that were following them, they just stopped and are watching the performance.
Oh my god.
There is a guard dog that is following, one of whom is following. The other one is vibing and watching the show because he too is enthralled.
Yes.
He's just sitting there with crossed legs and just enjoying himself.
God.
And the Archbishop takes his place up on the platform.
What kind of dogs are they?
They are mastiffs.
Mastiff, Jesus
big
Christ.
boys.
Big
Is this
dog.
a snow town?
Big puppy.
God,
You're
those
in the
things are
north.
bigger than Aurelia.
Yeah, you could use one as a horse.
Fuck. Those are the bear killers. Alright.
So, just so that you know, John, the silent image is up, and the function of it, apart from the visuals of the ships in the air, is that anybody in it still looks like they are there in it and moving as they should. But the intent is when they pull the lever to drop Charles, the illusion will truly activate, and it will look like he is hanging, and wiggling around and jittering. But he will theoretically, in fact, just drop through the floor via the broken rope that my unseen servant should be wiggling and fiddling with.
Ah, I see.
He will fall upon a stone that will tell him, put on these clothes and don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Suspicious. Okay.
This is such a... This is the weirdest prison break I've ever seen.
Prison.
Heist.
Yeah.
It's about to get so much fun.
All right, John.
Alright.
I think I've said everything that I can.
I don't know if that's true. You can talk forever. You're like a politician.
Jesus.
Well, Galdon
Honestly,
can.
Yeah.
Arian's done
enthrall
talking.
is filibuster the spell. I love it.
Is the Archbishop going to say anything first before I take the stand?
The Archbishop looks at you and extends his hand as an invitation for you to join him.
Yeah, absolutely. She is very small, but she joins him. She joins him by his side. And I just want to know, like, I want to make a like a perception check. What is the crowd's general like reaction to just Aurelia being there, like up on the thing? Can I make my passive perception? I think is. Oh, where's my passive perception on here? Where did I find that?
Should just be 10 plus your perception.
Oh, 10 plus my perception. Then that is I have a passive perception of 15.
Well, as you get up there, being that you kind of look like an elf a little bit, there's a lot of like, well, let me rephrase
I'm the
that.
shortest elf you've ever seen. I look like an elf child.
Is some confusion, but most everybody in the crowd is still vibing watching Galdon. And
okay, cool.
just eye banging his illusions.
Yeah. So I take my place next to the Archbishop. I have Patricia in my hand. I've got like she's just gonna wait until she's given the okay to take over, because she finished the ritual cast for ceremony. So she's at the end of ceremony. She's just waiting for him.
Well, the bailiff steps forward and raises his hands, and the crowd sort of quiets down from what they were already at. It's already pretty quiet there because of the illusionary magic, but the bailiff raises his hands to call for silence and begins to speak. Men and women of the city of Korth, here today we will be hanging Mad Charles, a pirate and a thief, a killer and a terrorist to our kingdom. He reaches behind him and pulls from one of his scribes a stack of paperwork that is all bound together with different strings, and he holds up one roughly as thick as a Bible. He says, "This is a list of shipping manifests sworn to by their captains and survivors of their ships that say that Mad Charles attacked them and stole from them." He slams it down on the ground and pulls out a second one, almost just as thick. And he holds it up high above his head again before the crowd and says, "This is a collection of eyewitness testimonies naming Mad Charles, his description, and his actions aboard those ships, including the killing of 37 men and kidnapping of noble prisoners." He slams that one down on the ground as well. He pulls out a third one, which is honestly as thick as both of those other two combined. And he holds it with two hands above his head and again explains, "This is a collection of testimonies from the orphans and widows of men who he has killed at sea that serve the kingdom of Korth." And he slams that one down with a very heavy thud as it lands on the wood paneling of the gallows. "I will not sit and proselytize and explain why this man must die. I will simply pass it to the bishop, or to the archbishop, and allow him to conduct the ceremony so that we may be rid of this heathen."
Hey, Archbishop, this is in my head. I'm not saying this as a rally, but like, hey, Archbishop, the ceremony takes an hour. I don't want to be here for another hour because then my ceremony is going to end. And then, actually, you know what? I can say that. I can say that in character. I'm like, just to let you know, I have already cast a ceremony. If you would like to cast a second one, it will take quite some time.
Indeed, it will not take long. The bishop steps forward and, pulls out a holy book encrusted with jewels and leather around the wrapping of the book. He opens it up to a page that's filled with gold-colored pages with beautiful artwork and blues and greens and reds.
Christ.
I mean, kind of. I mean, J-Star's in there.
I'm gonna steal that book. I'm gonna steal that fucking book.
I want that cake.
I want that cake.
Bishop Erkenwald begins to mutter out a prayer before Mad Charles speaks up for the first time to your ears. "Get on with it, motherfucker. And the bishop just looks back a little, oh, and closes the book. We do have a representative of Asmodeus here with us today who will be conveying his soul to the ninth circle of hell. Young Miss Aurelia Brightheart.
Thank God I have a different last name. My turn. You guys get your performance. I got my performance. So, Aurelia walks up to the front of the gallows and she clears her throat. She gently places Patricia down on the floor next to her, and then she turns to the crowd and she says, "Ladies and gentlemen of this kingdom, I would like to introduce myself as your executive clergy for this event. My name is Aurelia, and I am a messenger for those who would otherwise be shunned proper by the church. This man in front of you has been condemned to the deepest pit of hell, of which I am intimately familiar. As everyone knows, those who impede upon the goodwill of this world deserve their penance down below, and who better to hold this than one of blood?" And then she turns to Mad Charles. She's like walking up. She's like standing directly in front of him. I assume that he's already in the rope and ready to be pulled at any second, right?
He's standing there, but there's no rope around his neck yet.
There's no rope around his neck yet?
Not yet.
Okay. And she turns to him and she's standing right in front of him, and she makes a gesture for them to put the rope around his neck so that she can do the rites and whatever.
The bailiff just for a moment goes, oh, and grabs the rope off of the gallows and puts it over Mad Charles's neck and tightens it. Mad Charles, he winces a little bit, mostly because, well, you think he winces. One eye is completely swollen, one eye is blackened, he's all beat up and has several cuts and bruises.
All right. Once the rope is on him, she holds her hands in front of herself and raises it up. "O baneful soul of misfortune, thy will of betrayal and malice unbidden, one of retribution and revenge. You have been damned by those who herald the light, those who have beseeched me to cast thy soul into the darkest depths. Hark to this fiery retribution, the tapestry of which is woven by the great god Asmodeus, the firmament of which is naught but a rift in the fabric of the plains." And then she lowers her hands and smiles at him and says, "What say you, child of the sin of revenge? Do you accept the burden of your sin and welcome yourself into the kingdom of its lowest deity? For Asmodeus is waiting for you." And the ritual that I have cast is the dedication ritual. And she places one hand on his chest, and the dedication ceremony is you touch one humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service for the next 24 hours. Whenever the target makes a saving throw, it can roll a d4, and had the number rolled to the save, a creature can benefit from this rite only once. And she walks a little closer to him and she says, "What are you willing to sacrifice for salvation?"
I don't need salvation. Just get on with it and hang me already. They've wasted enough of these people's time.
As they certainly have. And then I cast Spirit Guardians to open up a fiery portal of hell beneath us. And the imps flood out of the Spirit Guardians and surround him unharmed. And then the portal is still underneath him, but functionally, the Spirit Guardians portal doesn't actually teleport anyone anywhere. It just opens up and the fucking things come out and it closes pretty much immediately. And I snap my fingers for the bailiff to pull the rope. And she yells, "Let thy will be done!" So the Spirit Guardians are acting as a distraction, but they're also acting as a protection from me. They spawn, I cast it last time, but they spawn in a 15-foot radius, and anyone that gets hit by them has to make I believe it was a dexterity saving throw or wisdom saving throw? Hold on.
It's a wisdom save,
Um,
but
was
it's
wisdom.
creatures that you designate, so it's only people
Yeah,
you
it's
want to
it's
I
harm.
it's
designate.
willing. Yeah, yeah. It's up to your choice.
Yeah,
so
so
theoretically,
I
nobody.
right now I am using a spell for effect, but they do last for an entire minute. So if anything happens, I can still use them. But yeah, she summons the spirit guardians, and then as a distraction tactic, but also as a protection tactic, and then snaps her fingers for the bailiff to pull the rope. So this should look good for the crowd.
The executioner, with his hand gripped around the lever, gives it a hard pull towards him. The flooring beneath Mad Charles swings open, and Mad Charles falls to the ground.
Mechanical question before the
Yes.
bailiff pulls the lever. We sabotage the rope, but he doesn't know that.
Mhm.
Does
That's
he
why I
have to
summoned
make
the
a
imps.
does he have to make a wisdom saving throw?
I already rolled for it.
Oh, okay, bad. All right, true.
Yeah,
true.
I have a
Alright.
leather thingy, so like it's quiet when I roll things. But no, homie rolled a 2. Y'all ain't the only ones rolling like shit today.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I love it.
What is the response of the clergy on the thing as I summon literal demons from hell?
Visible discomfort.
Yeah. That's right. Hey,
So-
and I want, so like her hair's like moving around. There's these fucking imps come out of nowhere. They like cluster around him and like hold on to him, and they like when the rope snaps, they effectively like cover that happening.
Love it.
Well, remember the
And then the
the
illusion kicks in.
silent image is also hiding any damages as well. But as I can affect the image on the fly, if she's implying that he's going to fall into this portal as her showmanship, I will
Yeah, that was the idea.
also do that so that it looks like he's falling into that portal. But
Literally
visually
sent
to
Santa
everybody,
out.
unless they actively choose to be suspicious of the visual, it looks like he gets hung and then drops into the portal, but functionally he actually just drops through the floor.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was planning.
Bet.
Awesome.
When he hits the ground, if he lands on my rock, it would say, "Hello, Captain. The Fire Eater send their regards. Please don this garb and be prepared for your procession."
Mad Charles lays there for a second because to him he just expected to die and then hit the ground, and now he's laying there going, ah. And he hears this voice, kind of looks around, and eventually, with the rattling of chains, giving credence to the illusion that he's being dangled from a rope, throws on the makeshift outfit and looks around, very
Still in the
confused.
chains?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, can I make a sleight of hand check for my my little spirit guardian imps to unlock those?
You can certainly try.
Oh,
I
it
would
sat on it the 8, and then it like shifted over, and I just got a nat 20.
Nut.
Nice.
nice.
Like I saw it literally like took half a second. It was like 8, and then it flipped over, and I was like, oh fuck.
That mostly happens to me, but it always turns to a shitty number.
Well,
Like
yeah,
a
the
2!
number-
Sorry.
Number 2 was right next to the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20 to cut this motherfucker to break this bitch free.
Hell yeah.
And Imp just comes up and bops the chains with his little weapon, and the chains just.
Nice. I'm helping. On the stage, Aurelia is like the imps have stopped swarming, and like she walks to the side of the stage, and like they're again like a little like row of like ducklings with like one of them sitting on her shoulder. They like kind of follow her over to the stage and like kind of gather around her feet, and then just for effect, is your raven still up, Galdon?
Yeah, he's more or less permanent unless he dies or I
Or you just
unsummon him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. She holds out her hand like a perch for the raven to sit on her arm. She's like, she's not a performer, but fuck can she perform?
Come to me, my jungle friends.
Yeah, so
It
well, it's a
absolutely,
giant raven, so it's gonna look even
yeah.
better.
Yeah, it
Wow.
absolutely just perches down and for wonderful effect gives a nice
I
love it.
have I terrified these people? Should I roll intimidation, I guess?
You can roll intimidation for the archbishop and the bailiff, but most everybody, the dog is just vibing up on the gallows. He's good to go. I mean, he's on his haunches right now because he's looking at all the demons that he could chew on. But most
Yeah,
everybody else is enthralled
so-
by Galdon.
Persuasion, you
Well,
said?
the enthrall only
Intimidation.
lasted. Hold on. I think the enthrall might have been finished by the time that she went up to hang him.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
thrall
the
lasts
I thought it
for
lasted
as
an
long
hour.
as you're performing.
Oh, okay.
Duration is 1 minute actually. So
Oh, okay.
the enthrall was to distract while we do anything.
Yeah, while you set up.
insidious. Yeah, while we set up. So
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will roll. You said intimidation.
Yeah, intimidation
I can
for the
do
bailiff and the archbishop.
Intimidation or persuasion? Because I like, am I trying to intimidate them, or am I trying to like prove to them that I did this thing that I was trying to do?
Well, you said you had specifically asked if it was freaking them out, so I figured intimidation.
Yeah, fair. Okay, let's roll that. Hello. I got +3. I got 17 plus. Wait, what's my intimidation? 3. Dirty 20.
Woo woo.
I love you, new Rodimus Prime dice.
Puppy.
I was inking these the entirety of our last session.
Yeah,
So that's a dirty 20 for intimidation.
Nice. Yeah, he's creeped out. He doesn't like.
this
This old fucker
tall
might have
little
a
girl
stroke just
comes
on the gallows in front of gods and everybody.
Oh god, yes, excellent. So that's my whole thing that I'm gonna do, and then now I guess like closing ceremonies or whatever. She walks off of the stage with her little duckling imps following her at her heels, like just in a giant like circle around her, moving as she walks, so that like no one else can approach her. Because 15 feet is a pretty wide radius.
As that is happening, can I please sneak under the stage?
Give me a sneak check.
Sneaky sneak. Eat. Oh no. That's a natural one.
That's rough, buddy.
I know.
Hold on. How tall is the stage of the gallows itself?
8 foot off the ground.
8 foot off the ground. So let's say, right? So my silent image is a 15-foot cube. So we can assume that it would be on the ground floor and up above that. So depending on how wide and long it is up to you whether or not my silent image could hide Kaylee's sneaking. But of course, by going through the silent image, her visage might kind of waver a little bit. It definitely might still be suspicious.
What did we go with for the hanging? Did we go with for he got hung or he fell into a portal of hell? Because if he got hung, then they're gonna collect the body at some point. But if he fell into hell, they're probably just gonna be like, okay, he's in hell now. Have to do anything
Oh yeah,
else.
he fell into hell as far as like the illusion goes. I just fucked up
Okay.
trying to get under the gallows. So like
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't remember that. Okay, awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote no. Your silent servant doesn't do that because the people are interested in seeing Captain Charles Dangle. That he is hanged, not his. You know what I meant, everybody.
Yeah.
And also in that one, that is a redonk failure.
That's a big fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's sorry. You can't save yourself from that.
nope.
Yeah,
It
right.
wasn't even
Unseen
I wish I could
serpent,
give you my
silent
luck.
image.
Oh my god, I wish I could give you my luck.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Two of the
story
guards
happening.
look over and look down from the gallows. They're just looking at you. What are you doing down there?
Oh, I dropped one of my props. Can you send that fellow by the stairs to help me?
The Archbishop?
No, the guard. What?
Well, I don't know. There's two people down there. He walks away, and you hear him tell the other guard to go around and help. And he shoulders his weapon and comes around the gallows and sees you. And I'm assuming, since it's a 2D illusion, or is it a 3D illusion?
It is a 15-foot cube.
Okay, cool.
There's like the entirety of whatever's in that space is
Yeah.
the
Just checking. He
aquarium.
rounds the corner and sees you and kind of understands what's going on. He runs up and helps you up off of the ground.
Oh, thank you, darling. This has been quite an act. Shall we go get your captain?
I would like that, yes.
Well, come with me. And I'm going to lead him carefully through the, different, what's it called? Bracketing.
Beams.
Beams, whatever, of the gallows to hopefully where Mad Charles is donning this costume.
Yep. You both step through, and Mad Charles is standing there, and he's ready to fight because he doesn't know what's happening entirely. He just knows that a voice told him to get dressed and stand by.
I'm so glad I didn't give you a dagger. You're all kinds of in a tizzy. Come. Do you know who I am?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Oh, well,
Show
maybe
the
you've
tattoo.
heard of this, and I'll display some of my pink chainmail from under some what is it called? Black lace. Ever heard of this armor? In your time with the Fire Eaters?
Oh. Yes, I am familiar with them.
Well then, follow me.
He, for a moment, he stops and then sees that his guy is with you, and you can see a little bit more of a understanding going on in his head.
There's no time. I'll explain on the ship.
Good. Get me to the torchbearer.
All right, and we are going to, I would like to make another sneak check to get ourselves out from under the gallows now and hopefully meet up with Aurelia's procession of duck demons.
Yay! Like, to clarify, the demons are not ducks.
Yeah, they're not ducks, they're just
No,
following-
but they're little demon ducklings. Like, they're following you like little ducklings. I love it. I love these demon ducks.
Yeah, they're the size of those big fluffy white ducks that are like almost like 1.5 feet tall. They're the size of one of those.
Is anyone else
I
hearing
would
the
like
music
a
from the
famous demon
Aristocats?
dogs.
Which one? There's a lot.
Where the geese are walking down the road?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's what I imagine it sounds like.
I love it. And so, as we step out into the field of vision of the crowd, I'm gonna sort of like, not hard, just like nudge Charles a little bit and like show him how to put his hands, and then just like we're just gonna
Go ahead and give
follow-
me a sneak check.
sneak. Let's do better. Do better. All right, that's better. That's a 12.
That is gooder. You all begin walking towards the sewer. You look over your shoulder and you can see that Aurelia is also there, and Galdon is finishing up.
Yeah, I do have a job to do, so I'll continue to do a few entertainments. But then at some point, once I see Aurelia has dispersed, Kaylee's dispersed, I'll be like, well, ladies and gentlemen, the show continues elsewhere. Please keep your eye open on the road for more entertainment. He gives a couple of them a few winks into the crowd and tosses some more lights and shit up into the sky and then starts walking away. And before he just mindlessly starts following them, he will, if there are, general fans or whatever, he'll kind of like address them and shoo them off before he continues meeting at the sewer meeting
Aw,
point.
you have fans.
You say, "Aw, he has fans."
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
making sure I heard that right.
fans. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just to make sure nobody is following me or whatever.
Well, after turning away several fans and you do receive 12 pieces of silver as a tip
Nice.
from separate people coming in and giving the monies. You do notice that a lot of the guards are just standing by. The archbishop is kind of inspecting underneath of the gallows and looking kind of confused. But what does he know about hell?
Exactly.
As I arrive to the sewer grade, I'll say, "Marvelous work, darling. This was quite a show."
If that's what you want to call it. Exactly. How did I didn't know the fire eaters would actually come. Figured they'd be debating on it.
Well, from what I understand, there was some debate, but ultimately, you're the only man for this job. They know that.
Hmm.
Plus, as far as I'm concerned, the whole mission statement is it sort of implies that we should come get you.
Well, it's appreciated.
Yes.
I had Aliona slip out a message telling my men to be ready to flatten the town.
Oh, and they were. I caught them just in time. You should be very proud. They infiltrated the guard all on their own. We just showed up before things got set on fire.
Hmm.
But Aurelia, that was fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aurelia, she's the one that, you're the one that called Eliona a whore, aren't you?
You know, I can't say I remember.
Hmm.
I actually don't remember if I did that or
You
not.
did. When you went to the candle, you were like, oh, well, she's a whore anyway. When you saw her body hanging in the gibbet.
Ah.
Or gibbet, sorry. Words.
I would say probably around that time, Galdon kind of lumbers around with a booming yet like a whispering booming voice. As much as he can, because he's excited. The show went great. Everything went
I
just
cast
as
calm
planned.
emotions. Jesus Christ. I cast calm emotions.
Wisdom save now.
Yeah, we do a wisdom save, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. Holy shit, natural 1 it was to be. Galdon, if possible, is suddenly very calm. It's unsettling.
Oh my.
Really, like,
Let's not
before he even
waste
starts
any
going off,
time.
really just puts a hand on his leg and is like, don't.
Stop it.
We are trying to be stealthy. Do not.
Galdon,
Alright, well,
can
he's-
you
yeah, go ahead.
send your bird with a message? Is that something you can do?
I can't. Well, I can't speak through him, but if we give him a piece of paper with a note, definitely doable.
I just thought we should tie up some loose ends. We can get word to Clackjaw that he doesn't need to blow anything up today unless he wants to.
Very easy to do. He'll snap his fingers and the bird will take off, heading over to Clackjaw and with a note or something, and brings it to Clackjaw and whoever else is important to that the deed is done successfully and without any immediate hitches.
And I open the sewer gate and I say, "After you, Captain."
I was fully prepared to go into combat. and then have someone just be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
We did it! We did it! We did it!
That went
Heist!
crazy
Heist!
well.
Heist!
All right. Well,
Yeah, John. On a scale from 1 to 10, how was that?
that was better than I expected. I figured a roll would fumble, and I'm impressed.
We succeeded in the heist, but we don't get any fight experience, and we can't level up.
Ain't that just the way?
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. It's what you're doing milestone, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we need another fight.
Don't you
There's a
worry.
fourth level spell that I really want to get.
I love it.
All right, John. We're in the
Um,
sewers, and we are on our way out.
Indeed.
We take a break here. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
If
Well-
any spot, this is a great break spot. So
Yeah. So
Perfect.
this will
You
be a
want to
potty
take
break.
20 or
And
30?
Let's take 20 just because I have to leave at like 5.
okay.
True. All right, sounds good.
Right? Yay!
Woohoo!
Heist.
Heist.
All right. I'm gonna.
I got everything I wanted. I'm really happy.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
went really well. That went crazy well. I was fully expecting for one of us to fuck up.
I almost did so many times.
I had too many backups and setups. So
I
Hell
love
yeah.
Heist. Good job, fam. All right. I'm going to have a schmooky schmoo. I'll be right back.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot the music.